pray. Dear Lord, thanks so much for this day. Thank you so much for everything you do for our city. Thank you so much for these council members that they have been elected here and chosen by our citizens to guide and lead our city. Lord, let them lean on your wisdom and guidance as they help and make this city as great as it can be. Lord, thanks so much for our fire and our police, and protect them as they serve our citizens. Lord, it's in Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Okay, Ms. Davis. Oh, I'm sorry. Please verify the roll.
We are all present except for Ms. Hubbard and Mr. Krug.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting?
Motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Is there a motion to approve the prepared agenda?
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Next on the agenda is citizens' comments, and comments should be no longer than 3 minutes in length and must pertain to city business. Is there anyone in the audience would like to address the council? If not, we will move forward to new business. And first on the agenda is Parks Director, Mr. Lowen Lermit with the Parks Department. Please come forward.
Hello, everybody. All right. Thank you for having me here today. Pleasure to be with you all, and just wanted to give you a little update on the Parks Department. So many good things going on this year, this season. A lot of it's thanks to the opportunities that we get that are afforded by the City Council, by the Mayor. Huge team effort, so thank you very much for everything you helped me and our department do. So just wanted to go over a few things here that we've got going on. If I can direct your attention over to the side there. Wanted to just go over a couple things. Programs. We've got fall youth programs and adult programs going on. Fall soccer program of over 400 kids again this season, which is great. We've got fall baseball program with over 100 kids, different teams from around the county participating in our programs. And we're going to introduce a skills and drills clinic for the softball program. We had a little bit of interest in playing games, but not enough to actually create a season. So involving the Batesville high school girls softball team to help coach those programs. Really try and step up the basics and the fundamentals to help build these programs. We started that with our fall baseball program years ago, and it's turned into something where we've never really had a fall baseball program before. So now we are actually generating a program in the fall season. So excited for those things. If we go to the top there, the community center, closing down another outdoor pool season. September 9th will be the official end of the outdoor pool being open, but still a few more weekends of pool party reservations and everything that were booked up except for 2 slots. So throughout the rest of the season, it's going to be a busy, busy time. Membership at the community center is still over 3,100 people during a busy day. With the outdoor pool open, there's over 1,000 people a day coming through there with membership and with daily fee people. So obviously still a very well supported and loved place to go. So staying busy there. The golf course, wanted to give you an update on the golf course. 86 active members. Now that includes family memberships. That number is actually higher. Members who actually come to play on a daily basis is 86. We've got close to 7,000 rounds last year, and we're on pace for that and actually looking to go above that this year. One of the changes that's going on is I've seen trending that our daily fee play is going down. Our number of rounds are going down that way, but our membership rounds are going up. So that means we're turning our daily fee players into members, which is a great thing. That's a much more sustainable source of revenue for the city, but also just creating some reliability so that we know what we can have as far as budgeting for next year. So I think that's a great trend to have. One of the things we've got coming up is our lease for the golf cars will be up in February of next year. I've got a proposal from a different company than we've used in the past. I've not been super excited about the company we've used in the past, so trying to branch out and see who else will give a competitive bid. Got one today that looks appealing, so I'll dig deeper into it, but pleasantly surprised with what's going on so far, and we'll get another one too, just to see what works best for our needs. And then going over to the Riverside Park project, obviously a big draw. Lots of excitement around it. Still, we're being told that December 26th of this year, it's going to be completed. Obviously, a big event center of 25,000 square feet, about a 15,000 square foot ballroom to host. Easily, I've walked over there, it can easily host 750 people at round tables, and the biggest dinners or functions that we host at the community center right now are no bigger than 500 people. So super pleased with how that is coming along in progress. The sport courts and the skate park are done. In progress. They're starting up the splash pad and the inclusive playground and doing the bathroom work. Nature play and the green spaces will be one of the remaining things to happen, but we are on, or that project is on schedule. The water intake has a challenge there that is being worked through wonderfully. There's a good plan in place to take care of that. That will just likely change up the Riverside Park project just a little bit, just with an access road that will remedy that whenever the water treatment facility intake plan is taken care of. So everything's on schedule the way we want it to be, so we're very happy with that. I've not ever seen a project that goes according to timeline, so I think for this to be the case is fantastic. Last thing I was going to sort of touch on was new mountain bike trails. Maybe you've heard that this year we secured some grant funding for mountain bike trails around the city, and a very unique opportunity that the city has to capitalize on certainly a growing sport in this area, but nothing new to Arkansas as a state. Obviously, actually a world leader in mountain bike trails. So having Batesville be another draw of that is great. We are working with American Rent Company to give us designs for trails that would be in Riverside Park, be on the Pioneer Drive south of the traffic circle, that would offer some trails there. And then looking up at the East Main complex, the soccer complex, doing some trails up there as sort of a phase one approach that we have more to come. But very excited that the plans for that are looking to begin in November, of getting boots on the ground to actually start making some things happen. So there you go. That's kind of the area there. Next to the river, as you can see, the red lines are what used to be the trail that went through Riverside Park. The green ones were just some suggested ideas about where they could be. Those include single track, it includes a pump track, and then that area there on Pioneer Drive, just south of Fitzhugh Park, would be in that wooded area on either side of the road. So they're going to be on site to really dig in and see where they could best suit trails that would be beginner trails, intermediate trails, possibly even some more difficult expert trails, but certainly have different plans to expand all over. One of the great things about it is that we have a lot of existing trail around the city, and one of the appeals for this grant funding and for these companies to work with us were to kind of connect all of these dots and make it a really elaborate trail system throughout the city, which is very exciting. So there's the sports complex up at the soccer field. There is a big loop there that starts down near Miller Creek and kind of goes up alongside of the creek to the east, and uses a lot of that green open space. And then that smaller track in the middle there, or towards the top, is in the existing green space with the playground structure there as well. So just lots of great ideas that we're looking forward to having American Ramp Company come over and look and see what really actually is possible out there. So yeah, like I said, those are the kind of the high points I wanted to hit on, but just so many good things, exciting things going on in Parks and Rec. Lots of opportunities for people to get out and be healthy, adopt a lifestyle that's out and interactive and not sedentary. So excited for all the opportunities we have. Don't know if there's any quick questions I could answer or not.
Any questions from the council?
What are we doing about the skate park graffiti?
So that was that certainly took on a mind of its own. What my idea was to try and just get word out, hey, park's not open yet, and that created a whole issue. So on this Friday, I have a committee getting together to talk about it, how we want to embrace, obviously, the people who want to use the skate park. I mean, that's why we're building the skate park. We want people there. So how can we actually channel these creative minds into a really good space, and what do we do? So getting together a think tank to kind of come up with some ideas for that. So I will certainly have some more information for you after Friday, and kind of how we want to head in a direction. It could be hosting a creativity day where people can actually come out and do something, but it could be that we want to keep that space clean and we want to put sort of that kind of artwork on a wall in the park, or it could be in a different space altogether. Just trying to come up with different ideas to how to take care of it. In the meantime, Clark Contractors, who's doing all the work down there, is going to take care of getting rid of it for us. So we're thankful for them for that.
Low and long term, just kind of piggybacking on that, because we're going to have some beautiful structures down there, not just the skate park, but a lot of times new can attract sometimes some bad things. What sort of security do we have? Surveillance cameras, maybe not installed yet, but once the park is done, is that part of?
I think there's a great question. I think we're certainly looking into video surveillance down there.
Yeah.
There will be some things that I'll present to our mayor and hopefully city council as well. A little bit of a restructuring of park personnel, hopefully that will help take care of that as well. So yeah,
Okay.
definitely good questions, and more information will be
Sure.
coming out about that too. How we keep the places nice and fun and inviting for everyone, because we want those spaces used for sure.
Any other questions? Lauren, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Lon.
Thank you, Lon. Appreciate you. Okay, Mr. Jason Jones, the Sanitation Department.
Good afternoon, councilmen and women. I'm Jason, sanitation lead. Things that's went on this year so far is we had a kind of a rough start through the spring. Two of our residential side load trucks, one was down for almost 40 days, one was down for almost 28 days for warranty work. And it was the first for me to actually have to rent trash trucks so we could pick up the trash. That was an unexpected expense, but when you don't show up, pick people's trash up, they start calling. It's just one of those things, we had to do it. We're all up, everything's up, running and operating as it should be now. We did have a little bad luck with the rest on some fuel issues, but we've worked through that. Sanitation is at full staff. I had one gentleman retire about a month ago, and we recently replaced him with another driver. We're seeing a uptake in Class 4, which the way the economy is for me is kind of, it doesn't make sense, but we're seeing more and more Class 4. We usually average somewhere around $1,400 a month for disposal fees for just 4 Class 4, and we're bumping $2,500. So there's an increase there. There's also an increase with regular refuge disposal. We average about $55,000 a month on disposal fees. That's up from about $51, $52. Probably will continue to see increases potentially after the first of the year. The Cherokee landfill that all of our refuge goes to, they went up on the county 16%. So I'm assuming that the county will probably pass some of that along to us for disposal fees. So that's something we'll need to keep in mind in budgeting next month in September, looking at budgets. As you can tell, leaf season is going to start early. So over the next couple of weeks, we'll be prepping to get ready for that. I think the guys picked up 60-something bags in one or two locations today. So people are out there. A lot of them are bagging them, but we're already starting to see them on the side of the road. It's just a drive. All we can do is get out there and start on it. Last year, we purchased a side boom mower for our tractor to do our city streets right-of-ways. It's been a real good benefit for us. It'll reach up to 15 feet all the way up and out like this. So Brandon is finishing up his third tour through the city this week. I believe he'll be in Eagle Mountain tomorrow. But he's been able to open up a lot of canopy around some of our roads. It's been a great asset. Other than that, it's just hot weather and lots of trash. It's amazing how much we produce in a day.
Yeah.
Has anybody got any questions for me?
Jason, in your world, what do you think your biggest obstacles are within your department?
Biggest obstacles, the work everybody does is actually, it's not that hard. It's everything's pretty much automated these days. It's, I guess, keeping the public aware of how we want things placed out. We have repeat offenders where we have to go back and they've piled their brush in their Class 4 together, and those go to 2 separate places and 2 separate trucks. And so I guess the battling public awareness sometimes. Like I said, there's nothing they do anymore that is intensive, where they have to bend, lift, pry, pull. They are on a piece of equipment lifting everything, so.
Understand.
Jason, do we have challenges with like contractors? I know this is class 4, so when you start talking about class 4, it's mattresses, and I think you told me 1 week, 40 mattresses, is that correct, that we picked up?
One problem we have with Class 4 is you'll have contractors come in or somebody does a remodel, and they put the whole remodel in on the side of the road. And, when we catch those, we go knock on the door and say, hey, you gotta go get a rollback dumpster. We're not picking up remodel. Your contractor is responsible for that. The class 4 side for like furniture, you'll have people move out in the middle of the night and the landlord will come in and they'll just put the whole house out on the curb and call for a pickup. And a problem we have with contractors who come in and trim and cut people's trees, they tell them it's a discounted price. If they don't have to get rid of it, the city will come pick it up for free. So we've really cracked down on that because it should be their responsibility if they're having a contractor come in to get rid of that. It shouldn't be a burden placed on the city. We have hard enough time being able to utilize every dollar we have, not on top of spending it for other people's shortcomings. So those are some challenges.
So how do we address that when we have a blatant disregard for the expectation, whether it's class 4 or someone who has trash bags 4 feet above their dumpster? How do we address that?
So as far as class 4, brush, things like that, when we discover what's going on, we go meet with the resident, tell them, hey, this is what you're going to have to do. We're not doing this. And if they don't comply, then we get code enforcement involved and go out and write them a citation. As far as like your dumpsters are commercial, the lids are supposed to be able to close when it's full. So when we start seeing an uptake in, they've got 3 foot of trash on top of their dumpster, we call them, you're going to have to go up on your dumps because the lids are supposed to be able to close. So you're either going to have to go up on dumps or go up on container size. So that's how we address those issues.
Which that's also a residential issue as well,
Yes,
correct?
it's also a residential issue too.
Yeah.
An extra can is $83 a month, I think, with tax, something like that. The second can, a third, fourth, how many ever. But we had a resident we had problems with last month who kept putting tree clippings and brush in their receptacle, and that can't go to the landfill. They won't even let us dump it. That's another challenge. Sometimes it's a language barrier, but we're nice and cordial, and we get through it.
Yep.
They will leave you a note that says, you need a second trash can. That's what he told me. You need a second trash can. So we have 2 now.
Right, there you go. There you go. There you go.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, we do appreciate that. We do appreciate that.
Do you have like hanging flyers that you can?
Yes.
They do.
For our residential, yes, we do.
I'm a rule follower.
I've had one.
Right. Yeah. What about tires?
Tires is a challenge. We have nowhere to go with them anymore, even though the state is still collecting a disposal fee, and the disposal fee, I think, went up $6 a tire last 2 or 3 weeks ago that they implemented, so it's around $10
Yeah.
per tire now. That money's still being collected, but we don't have any program to take those. So right now, what we have is all the tires we have, we'll have to pay for disposal for them, even though that disposal fee's been paid on them. So where does that balance out?
Yeah.
So we're not picking them up, right?
We're currently not picking them up.
Yeah.
I have nowhere to go with them. We produce enough at the shop ourselves that's sometimes hard to manage.
What should people do with them? Like, what do you suggest?
Well, Davis Tire and Rubber leaves a tractor trailer behind Kent's Firestone, and they will let you take 2 tires a month and dispose of over there. You have to put them on the trailer.
Good information.
Okay. And what about electronics?
Electronics, they are not taking at recycling, but what we've been doing, and I've got to touch base with Mr. Scott again, is we collect them, and then there's a company out of Little Rock that will come up and get them. After we get so much in one spot, and they come up and get them, and we just got to make sure that we're careful that it doesn't have batteries in it, because they'll charge us for the disposal for batteries. But that's basically what we do with electronics. We wait until we get a good amount, and we'll call them, and they'll come get them.
So the bottom line, when it's tires, the citizens can take 2
They can take
tires
two
per month.
is my
Yeah,
understanding.
to Kent's Firestone in place.
No.
Yeah. But we do not pick those up, because I did see some on a street a couple weeks, and they were just sitting on there, probably waiting for the city so. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Jason.
Yep.
Okay, next on the agenda is Mr. Jonathan Abbott with Cemetery Landscape. And I have to say, not just Cemetery Landscape, also cemetery, bucket truck, and whatever comes up. A lot of times I'll call Mr. Abbott, and just like I think Ms. Bennett had requested over on one street, some low-hanging limbs, and so his department normally takes care of that as well. So like I said, he wears more than just one hat, and what's reported here, plus on top of that, Christmas lights, which Johnny and we've been kind of working through that, so hopefully we'll touch on that a little bit with possibly a new plan that we're going to do this year, and then we'll talk about that just a little bit. So, all right, Johnny, welcome.
Thank you. I guess I know all of you, so y'all know that I come. He stole my thunder, though. You know, I was going to get up here and say I'm from the Vegetation Mitigation Department as well as Holiday Illumination Department.
Yeah.
To make me sound important.
Yeah.
You stole my thunder, Ma'am.
Yeah. Well, I do like that holiday illumination. That does sound really sophisticated. You know, I like that. So,
But before I gave you a list, kind of a small overview of the properties that we maintain on a regular basis. And I say maintain, they may not always be golf course ready. You know, some of them, you know, we have to put on the back burner due to staffing, but so you have that before you. All of these locations are broke down into routes, and I have guys assigned to those routes where they overlap as well, where we can, hopefully if we have someone off sick or on vacation, we get those areas covered. Thank the good Lord above, we haven't had to be mowing grass for the past week and a half, 2 weeks, but everybody's praying for rain except for me. And so, my guys, they're kind of hoping for no rain as well. But just kind of brief overview of my department. There's 11 team members within my department, me being one of those. I have a foreman and crew leader in my absence, or the crew leader takes over in both mine and the foreman's absence. We have one mechanic, and the rest of them, I have 5 full-time guys and 2 part-time guys that cover all of these areas. We have 49 to 50 different properties. I think there might be 1 or 2 that we missed on this list, but and there's roughly close to 200 acres, if not more. I just kind of went through on an app and tried, and you can't be exact with that, but it's somewhere between 200 and 300 acres that we maintain on a regular basis. We also maintain the building as best we can. This building, all 3 stories, with overseeing janitorial. If there's a problem with the janitorial staff, we communicate with them through our office, as well as pest control. We do water leaks, lights out, any kind of small stuff like that needs to be done. We have done some larger construction work in the past, but that hasn't been done in a while. We maintain 18 different flagpoles scattered throughout the city as well. That's raise the flag, lower the flag, raise the flag, lower the flag. Takes a minute to do that. We've had 6 times since January that we've had to lower them and raise them back up. Got another one today, so we'll be lowering them in the morning. And they'll be down for a week, half staff, and then they'll be raised back up. We, as the mayor already said this afternoon, we assist all other departments with anything bucket truck, whether it be changing stoplights, the bulbs themselves. We don't do the technical stuff. We leave that for the street department, but anything aerial, we try to assist them with that. Any trees that are hazard throughout the city hanging over the streets, you know, if it's above ground and it can't be reached from the ground, we usually try to take care of it. Also assist like IT department with cameras, security cameras throughout the city as well with our bucket trucks. There are people that are trained to operate the trucks. We usually send someone with the truck just in case there's a problem and they're up in the basket. My guys are very familiar with those trucks. They work with them all throughout the Christmas season, and so we know the ins and outs of it, and usually we can get somebody down from there. But you know, we also assist with any yard lawn complaints that goes through code enforcement, usually ends up on our desk, and we usually take care of those, but they usually go through the process of, you know, several times reaching out by Chad's office, and then he'll send a work order over to us. We'll go over and take care of it, document that, get it back to him that we've taken care of it, and then it goes through the processes from there. So we assist with that. We do most of the open and closing of the streets for events, make sure that the barricades are in place for event coordinators to put those barricades out. Usually it's on a weekend, and we'll put them out like on a Thursday or a Friday, depending on the event, and then we'll pick them back up on Monday. And sometimes, you know, like Main Street events, it's every week, so we have to do that every week. Barricades are a little bit costly, and they get run over, tossed out in the street, and, you know, taken for whatever reason, I don't know, but they vanish. So, and then of course Christmas lights, and there's a lot to that. So a lot behind the scenes there that doesn't get seen, and so and that's a big subject. So that's pretty much an overview of our department, what we do, you know, and so any questions, comments, or
How is your staffing? Are you
how is the
fully
staff?
staffed? Are you?
Right now, we are one part-time employee short. It's been very rocky throughout the summer. At times, we've had two and a half, what I call 2.5, two full-time and one part-time position short. We try to get those filled as quickly as possible. You know, that takes a week or two sometimes to get those filled, but this is a full schedule right here. And so when we're missing one guy, it's hard to stay on top of. And when you're talking about 40 acres of that being a cemetery, headstone after headstone after headstone. The last account I had was 2 or 3 years ago. We were over 10,000 people buried in Oaklawn Cemetery. And so that's been a couple of years ago, and we have some areas that we have not put in digital form or mapped yet, and put in digital form that we're kind of, my secretary works on that a little at a time and tries to get those areas. Mainly the older part that's not mapped out, the areas that we bury in are mapped and recorded. So there's quite a few people out there, a lot of headstones to have to maintain around, so it doesn't get golf course type maintenance. You know, we do the best we can. Our cemeteries day is Monday. We get one day to spend on cemetery, and that's mow 40 acres and we'd eat what we can. So,
Johnny, just a tremendous job, you and your staff. It's amazing to see it in front of you, what all you all have to say grace over, so to speak. Are there any, looking a little bit further out there, do you see anything within your purview where we're going to have to spend some money within a few years? Some things, I know a lot of our things are getting older, our buildings are getting older. Do you see anything out there that we need to be aware of and need to be thinking about?
well, I mean, of course, staffing is always an issue.
Yeah.
The amount of area that we cover, and it's not just centrally located, it's scattered. It's literally from one end of town to the other. We go all the way from out by Eagle Mountain Golf Course all the way up to Denny Circle and Meadow Heights, and we try to do that weekly. We try to make a full round, what we call a full round. Everybody's routes are covered. Try to. I'm not going to say that we always succeed at that, but the guys work very hard, and of course, you know, with added projects comes added ground and added maintenance, and so that is something that concerns me for the future. You know, and like, well, here our elevators have been an issue for this facility, and so we've been diligently working with our elevator companies and trying to keep them up and running. But we've had 2 different elevator companies over a 5-year period that said that we're outdated and don't know how much longer we're going to be able to keep patching. So, and that's a significant expense that we're looking at.
And I may add to that, Mr. Roberts, not telling Johnny's thing, and I know he's going to agree with me 100%, is our bucket trucks. You know, we've got 2 bucket trucks. When I started in '07, we had 0 bucket trucks, and we were changing stoplights. And I've told this story before, on New Year's Eve, before I was even inaugurated the first year as mayor in 2007, we had a stoplight to go out, and Mr. Johnny Coles told me, well, we've got I think one of our fire trucks, and we were having problems with that tower truck as well, the smaller one that we had, hydraulic fluid. I think it leaked more hydraulic fluid than he could keep in the container, but he had to put a 12 or 14-foot step ladder on top of a thing. So I just kind of cringed, but it has gotten better. But with that, getting back on task, our bucket trucks are aging, and they have to be inspected every year. And we just had an inspection, and we've got, you know, not anything that we probably will not be able to repair, but that's something we're going to have to look at. I think you mentioned even in staff meeting this morning about, you know, 3 or 4 years ago, we replaced all the hydraulic lines, and there's a lot of hydraulic lines on a bucket truck. And he said they're getting to the point where we're going to have to do that again. But, you know, we know all this equipment is very expensive. It's not a $150,000 rig any longer, you know, and plus the wait time. So those are some things that I think Johnny faces, and all of the departments from. And like I said, we even have, I know Jason's even had problems with brand new trucks, you know. They come with a lot of gremlins and everything we have to get straightened out. But I think that's all, it's going to be a challenge, all of our equipment. There's several challenges that cities are facing, not just the city of Batesville, but all the cities are.
Our biggest truck that we use for a lot of tree work and stuff, I think it's probably an antique by now.
Yeah.
We bought it used, but it's, you know, we try to take care of it. We do have it annually inspected. It was inspected Friday. We do have some repair work to be done on that, but I mean, sometimes they'll write us up for a decal that's got a scratch on it, you know, but it's safety stuff that we have to do, so.
Yep.
But The bucket trucks are used throughout pretty much throughout the departments, cameras, trees, stoplights. We've done maintenance on this building on that exterior with bucket trucks, so they're very valuable to the city, so.
What about Christmas lights? What does our plan look like? Y'all are about to start, aren't you?
I guess that's up to this council.
Johnny and I have had several conversations about that, and yes, the answer to that, we will have Christmas lights. We're going to kind of take a different approach this year. There is challenges, when you grow and you're the Christmas capital of Arkansas, and of course our biggest challenge right now is we're out of our home, so we're out of Riverside Park. And so we're really trying to think ahead and hopefully get our community, the backing by our community, and hit it in 27 and really have a spectacular. And we've always had a spectacular one. With that being said, there were so many challenges last year with all of our Christmas lights being around the community center. So we have talked, we've had a couple meetings about this. We're going to go ahead and do Christmas lights. We're not going to do the White River Express this year. We're going to set out a year with the White River Express because we were actually having to go in behind the community center. That caused the challenges because everybody wants to rent our gymnasium during that time from a lot of our industries and companies, banks here, and they had to bus individuals in. The slide, we're going to silent that for a year. We'll probably end up moving it. We thought intentionally, we just left it there, hoping we would do the food, but we're all going to come. I think we're in talk, we're investing with the horse carriages. They possibly may or may not. We can see if they can come up with a route that they feel comfortable with the horses. And of course, we've got to have Santa Claus. So we're going to have the lights, but we're not going to have the rest of the concessions and all that. But we will have a beautiful Christmas display. And as a matter of fact, I even had a lady today to come up. I'm just going to give you a little, this may not happen, and it may, but she is an author, and she is also is working with a movie, and she came to Batesville the possibility of coming and shooting some scenes during this. If it does not come, the funding and ever not come through, we're looking at something like a Hallmark movie. She sent me, I'll try to send you kind of a portfolio of who this lady is. She's from Cabot. So it's kind of exciting when somebody looks, and actually the mayor from Cabot had sent her up to visit with me because they know that we have a better light show than Cabot. So what can I say? But anyway, so Johnny and I, and I'm sure probably in 1 week, you'll probably start stringing lights.
I guess what we should probably discuss is with no, what I call the amenities, no concession, no train ride and stuff like that, it allows us to focus more our energy on doing the lights instead of having to, of course, when you're talking about, train rides, carriage rides, you got to make lines, you have to make sure that there's safety barriers, keep people out of traffic, and so that takes a lot of our attention off of lights. And so the mayor and I were talking the other day, and I think that the lesser of the evils is to make it more of a drive-through than a walk-through or anything like that, for the lack of space, with the community center, conflicts with parties and events going on there. So the mindset is possibly just go down 20th, go around the roundabout, down Pioneer Drive, and then over to the park. Don't do anything behind the community center or try to do anything around the community center, just along the road. So it'd be just pretty much a drive-through only. They can stop. The thought is maybe put Santa Claus down by the River Restaurant in that area of the park. So if they want to pull off at the golf course, they can get out and walk from the golf course or from the park area and take their kids to, and so we'll shuffle some of the bigger items to, like the castle maybe would go in park, what we call Park 4, which is
Right.
down by the river restaurant. So the castle may go there because that's where everybody likes taking photos. And then you'll have maybe the walk tunnels right there. So everybody will take a photo right there. And so if there's any walking, it would be right there in the park. The rest of it would be drive through, is kind of the thought process. And we'll try to do whatever we can to get as much up as we can.
Sure.
With the allotted time and budget. So, which is limited, I will say that. So it's not going to be like it was 3 years ago in Riverside Park. So, but we do need to make sure that everybody's aware that there's going to be some modifications and there's going to be, some things may not make it there this year. So we hope that maybe we'll bring a lot of that, all of that back next year. So.
Yeah. Johnny, thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you so
Johnny.
much.
Thank you, Johnny.
Okay, next on the agenda is an ordinance authorizing hearings and payment of claims for property damage caused by water or sewer systems. Would someone like to introduce the ordinance?
I will.
Is there a motion to read the ordinance by title only?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Council, please cast your votes.
Motion carries.
Okay, Mr. Meissen?
Yes, sir. An ordinance authorizing hearing and payment of claims for injury to property occasioned by operation of the water distribution and sewer collection systems of Batesville, Arkansas, and for other purposes.
Okay. Any discussion? If not, is there a motion to further suspend the rules and waive the second and third readings?
Motion.
Second.
Motion second. Please cast your votes. Is there a motion to adopt the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Please cast your votes. Okay.
Yes, there is.
Emergency clause.
Is there a emergency clause?
Yes, there is. Want me to read it real quick?
Yes, please do. It's not on my notes. It's not on my notes, so, sorry.
Yes, sir. It is hereby ascertained and declared that the passage of this ordinance is necessary for the immediate health and welfare of the citizens of Batesville, and it is therefore declared that an emergency exists and it is ordered to preserve the peace, health, I think there's a little typo there, is in order, I think we need to end there, for the health and safety of the general public. This order shall take effect and be in full force and immediately upon its passage. Sorry.
Okay, do we have a motion to adopt the emergency clause?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Oh, aye.
Well, I probably should have voted. Let's go ahead and vote. You kind of caught me off my notes, so I was trying to wing that, and then,
Carries.
yeah, so we got it. So we're good. You gave me a voice vote and an electronic vote, so I'm glad to see that matched up. Yeah, no one changed your mind. Okay, very good. Okay. Okay, next meeting is on September the 8th. And I'm going to go straight from there to liaison reports. Okay, Ms. Davis, council comments?
Ms. Bennett?
Just a reminder that school has started and you need to slow down.
Thank you.
Mr. Christopher?
None.
Mr. Fredericks?
None.
Ms. Hinkle?
None.
Mr. Moody?
None.
Mr. Roberts?
No.
Okay, there being no further business, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We need 'em.
Have a motion, a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We'll be right back. Stay tuned for the conclusion of the council meeting.